Hello dolls and dorks, this is Kianara and Rowan and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to make a little bit of a continuation video, part 2 video of my last video, which was about cheap BJD companies. And today I wanted to talk to you all about another cheap BJD company, which is Mirodoll. A company that has been what do we call that? In the spotlights lately. I think that's the best word to say, in the spotlights. Rowan is here with me just to keep me company. He has nothing to do with Mirodoll whatsoever, but I thought I would just give you something pretty to look at while I ramble. Because, yes, Mirodoll is a cheap BJD company, and I have owned Mirodoll dolls in the past, and I just wanted to make this little video for you all, that if you are thinking about buying a Mirodoll doll, that you can be very well informed in what you can expect from a company like this. And I am not going to go into the whole drama about them bringing out bodies that might or might not have been recast from other bodies of other companies and stuff like that. That's not what this video is about. Last I heard is that they aren't selling those bodies anymore, so that they actually did something with that. And so, yeah. I'm just not going to go into that. I'm going to judge and tell you a little bit about their own products, their own bodies, their own heads and stuff like that, that are still for sale today. So, in the past I have owned several bodies. I have had one head of them. I have seen multiple sizes of them in bodies and heads and stuff like that in personal, so I think I'm able to give you a pretty decent review of this company. Now, I have ordered from them directly in the past, and they are pretty fast when it comes to getting your dolls. They cost pretty fast. I don't know if they have stock or anything, but what I found is when I put in my order was shipped pretty fast. Some companies have like a wait time of 6 months. That is not the case with Mirodoll, at least the last time I ordered with them. It was not the case. So they are reasonably fast in getting your orders out. I have never had problems with them sending me the wrong items either. I always got my items and they were always packaged very well. You got the boxes and you get these, what we call green condoms. They are these really big green bags that you can put your doll in just to keep them safe for travels or something, or just put them away like that for safe. So that's a plus in my opinion. I have had dolls from companies that just come in a box and some bubble wrap. And that's it. That's not the case with Mirodoll. You get that really nice shiny green condom with your doll that you can just use for keeping your doll safe and stuff like that. The box is pretty simple. It's green and that's it. But it's a pretty good box. It's a sturdy box, so I don't have any complaints about that part of their working with orders. They are pretty fast and they ship out their dolls in safe conditions. So no complaining there. But over the past, experiences with the dolls itself is that, yes, they are cheap. They are actually very cheap. But that also shows in the quality of the dolls, in my opinion. I have had the 60cm dolls. I have had the 70cm dolls. I have handled the MSCs as well that were in possession of friends of mine, and it's just lacking in poseability, in being able to stand. And yes, they have pretty nice, especially the males in my opinion, because I'm a boy person. But they have like these really chiseled chests, you know, and it looks really good and muscular, and the females actually have really nice rounded chests as well, not like a really odd looking boobs or something like that. Aesthetically, the chest area looks good. But then we come to things like knees and elbows and stuff like that, and especially wrists. And that's where I think Mirodoll is lacking. in my opinion, because I had to wire all of my dolls their knees just to be able to stand them up. I had to string them extremely tight and I had to wire them, and then still they would not really stand because their knees, they are just really weak. There's no real clicking system that will keep them upright, so they easily just collapse in on one another. I have had bodies where the ankles just didn't fit into the ankle joint, that the ankle joint was just too small for the ankle itself, which caused it to just not being able to stand. So I had to mod the hell out of that ankle to make it work, like putting my Dremel on it, making the whole the socket bigger, and putting a buttload of hot glue in it just to get some friction that it would stand at all. So yeah, when it comes to the knees and the ankles, they are just lacking severely, and you have to put in some work to really get them to stand. And that is the same thing for the wrists. The wrists are actually not round. I'm not sure if they have changed that ever since I last owned one, but when I bought one, they weren't round. They were like a little bit of an oval shape. I think that's the best way to describe it. And so, as well as the ball and the socket, they were like that peanut shape. They weren't round. So when you try to turn the hand in its socket just to get some other positions, it would like, you have to like pull it out and it would look like broken, and it just couldn't turn. It had just one position, and then you could flip it like 180 degrees, and then that's the other position. That's the only thing you could do with those wrists. And that's pretty annoying. I can tell you that, because wrist positions weren't really helpful in most positions when you wanted to pose your doll. There was a little. So I myself had figured out a way to solve that, because I wanted my body to pose well. So I actually had to dip the lower arms, so the sockets, into hot water or boiling water, and actually maneuver them to be round. And I had to sand down the ball joint to make it a little bit more round so it would fit in that new socket, and that way I was able to actually make that joint functional. So yeah, it was a whole lot of work to make that body functional. And the elbow joints, they might look a little odd. They are quite boxy. I think that's the best word to describe them. But they kind of work, compared to the other joints, they work pretty well. They weren't able to do a whole lot of positions, but you were able to maneuver them around a little bit to some sort of acceptable posing. And I have had this problem with both the 60cm, I have had the problem with the 70cm with a female body. I have experienced the same thing with the MSD bodies. With the 70cm bodies, especially the male bodies, those knees, they were just like crap. That's the only thing I could really tell that isn't too insulting. Because I got that body and I wanted to put, it just wouldn't stand. I did everything. I sueded it, I wired it, I tightened the strings, everything. Everything that you could think of, you could do to joints to make them more sturdy. It just didn't work. I couldn't trust that doll like I could trust, for example, Rowan. When I stood him up, I always had to have like a second person with me while I was making pictures, like, keep an eye on that doll because it's gonna fall. It was not just a question of if it's gonna fall, it was a question like when it's gonna fall, and that was kind of a shame. I don't own any Mirodoll bodies or heads or stuff like that anymore, just because I felt I was limited in doing what I was able to do with other bodies, other similar cheap bodies. So that's why I don't own anything anymore. I have also owned a head from a Mirodoll. It was a Mirodoll Rain, and when it came in, I do have to say the head was really solid. Like, it was of thick resin. It really had thick, it was thick. And so it was pretty sturdy of a head, but when I got it in, I still needed to do work on the eye sockets, because one of the eye sockets just had this little piece of chunk of resin stuck right in the middle of its lower eyelid, and that was like, what the hell is it doing there? And it was just so big that I wasn't just able to, you know, put some face up over it and it won't be visible. No, it was a really big chunk of resin still stuck in that eye. So the moment they sent that doll out, they thought like, oh, that's okay. There's a big chunk of resin. That's okay. They won't notice that. It's like, for me, like, oh, that's a little bit of a shame. So I had to actually sand down that chunk of resin to be able to fit an eye in that socket. So that was a little bit of a disappointment in my opinion. And because of the resin being so thick, it also caused the eye sockets to be really thick. And it kind of caused the eyes to really be in the back of the head, like really deep into the head, which looks a little creepy in my opinion, like someone just punched you right back into your skull. So yeah, symmetry wasn't all that great either. One eye was really bigger than the other one. It just was kind of a disappointment, that head. I did try my best to make it work. I had that head for over 6 months. I tried to make it work. I gave it a face up, I gave it another face up, gave it a wig, gave it clothes, gave it everything I could give it, and in the end it was just like, no, it's just not working for me. And personally, I think that Resin is actually one of their better heads. They have a few heads that I personally think are under-sculpted or just really weird proportionally, and for all I care, people might actually like that. If you do like that, then good on you. And I mean, that's not a problem. If you really like those sculpts, then please buy them. But for me personally, they just didn't work. And maybe that's just a personal preference thing. But for me, the heads just really don't do it, I guess. And what I also found when having these dolls is that they yellow like crazy. Even though I keep my dolls in a closed closet, totally blocked out of sunlight, and these dolls, they just yellow like there's no tomorrow. It would only take a few months for them to be noticeably yellowed, and that's a little bit of a disappointment for me too, because when I, you know, would buy like a body and I wanted to buy a hat later, and it just wouldn't match. It just, I had this body and I got the hat, and the body were like only a half a year in between, and there was like this huge difference that I was like, what the hell happened here? Now I know there are other companies that yellow really quickly as well, but it was something that I noticed when having these dolls, so I thought I would just give you a little bit of a heads up, knowing that it can happen, that they do yellow pretty quickly. But in the end, just to sum up all these things, yes, Miradoll is a reasonable, affordable company. They do come with a few flaws, in my opinion, but if you are able to put in the work, put in the effort, to make the joints work, and to just, you know, not afraid to put in some hot work here and there, some stringing problems and the ankles and the whole shebang, then I think that in the end you can have a pretty decent doll for a pretty acceptable price. I just wanted to share with you my opinions about Mirodoll as I see it today. I would personally not buy from Mirodoll again, even though they are pretty fast. They are actually very fast, and yeah, it's just there's just too much work to actually make it a somewhat decent doll, in my opinion. I would rather pay 50 euros or 50 more for a little bit more of an expensive body that I actually don't have to put all the work in to make it actually stand. So in the end, I just also wanted to say that I am making this a video that these are my experiences, these are my personal opinions and thoughts about Mirodoll. If you love Mirodoll as a company, then I don't blame you. I just, please don't blame me for telling my experiences with that, because it's my personal opinion. I just wanted to make an informational video of my experiences, and I don't want to bash Mirodoll at all. Like I said, they are pretty fast in shipping. They ship out with condoms and boxes, and it's all very good. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to share my opinion with you all about the dolls itself. And I do hope this video was of some help to you if you are thinking about buying from Mirodoll. Please don't think bad of me because I am telling about my experience and my thoughts about it. Like I said, if you want to buy from Mirodoll, then please do, because yeah, they are of reasonable price. That is a plus. I totally agree. So yeah, guys, that concludes this video. I hope you all enjoyed watching it. If you like this video, if you like what I'm doing, you guys know the drill. Then please like, subscribe, comment, click on that notification bell. You guys are freaking awesome. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a very lovely day today, and I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Bye bye.